Hello and welcome to the show. I am Shobit Mittal. We will seek all the answers from a panel of experts, sports medicine expert PSM Chandran, Olympian Jagbir Singh and our consulting editor for sports, Boria Majumdar. But first, we start with this bulletin with some breaking news which is coming in. Government sources have told India today that India will be represented in the 74 kg category at the Rio Olympics and the quota spot will not go vacant. Sources say that the government is keen not to waste the quota and that if there is an opportunity, then India will exercise the right to avail the late replacement policy. That is the breaking news coming in. India is likely to send a replacement for Narsingh Yadav to Rio Olympics. That's what government sources have told us. Let me first go across to our consulting editor Boria Majumdar on this. Boria, wise decision, do you agree? Why should India suffer for an oversight or a willful doping by an athlete?
Absolutely. 74 kilograms, it's a medal contention for India. I mean, we were hoping for a medal from either Narsingh Yadav or whoever is going now. If it's Sushil Kumar, then definitely Sushil Kumar. So, and the quota belongs to the country, not to a particular athlete, whether it's Narsingh or Sushil. So, it's absolutely the correct step. Question is whether the Rio Olympic organizers and the International Olympic Committee see merit in this plea. Can IOA make a solid case? Can Sports Authority of India push its way? So, all of these things will have to, be decided over the next couple of days. But in principle, definitely the right move, that India should definitely be represented. At least they need to try and ensure that India is represented.
Absolutely, and it is the biggest scandal ahead of the 2016 Olympics. Rio-bound wrestler Narsingh Yadav has failed a dope test, which means his participation in the upcoming games remains a major doubt. Let's quickly take a look at the series of events that unfolded today.
Alright, we're getting news that wrestler Narsingh Yadav's participation in the upcoming Rio Olympics is under a cloud. Reports claim that the 74 kg freestyle specialist allegedly failed a dope test recently.
It's an absolute shocker. Rio-bound wrestler Narsingh Yadav tested positive for a prohibited substance just 2 weeks before the Olympics. An out-of-competition test was done by the National Anti-Doping Agency last month and both his samples have tested positive. The result has thrown Narsingh's Olympic dream in jeopardy. India Today had accessed the inside story. Narsingh had gone to collect his Rio accreditation but was denied by the IOA. It was then that Narsingh was informed that he had failed a dope test.
We're getting some more breaking news. Let's reiterate and tell our viewers that NADA Director General, who has spoken with India Today, has confirmed that Narsingh has been handed a provisional suspension.
Just wanted to confirm that Narsingh has tested positive for a banned substance.
We will try to see that the decision is taken as early as possible.
Okay.
And if the wrestler has actually doped, then he be banned from going to Olympics. Again, the hearing will take place. Then something could be said about the matter.
NADA Director General Naveen Agarwal confirming our news break and also adding that Narsingh has provisionally been suspended.
Meanwhile, sources in the Narsingh camp have told India Today that they suspect foul play. Narsingh was at the Sai Centre in Sonipat but has since left the camp.
In fact, they are saying that somebody might have spiked his drink or something like that.
Minutes later, Narsingh's personal coach Jagmal Singh spoke to India Today, who claims conspiracy and suspected foul play at the Sai Centre in Sonipat. That's where Narsingh was training for the Olympics.
इतना सीनियर पहलवान क्या मतलब ऐसी गलती करेगा कोई जिंदगी में? हो सकता है किसी ने ड्रिंक में डाला है या खाने में डाला है या किसी ने प्रोटीन के डब्बे में डाला है. ये पता ही नहीं लग रहा है. डाउट किस पे करें? मेरे यही समझ में नहीं आ रहा.
Meanwhile, sources within the Sports Authority of India have told India Today that Narsingh was subject to threat calls and was given the option to practice outside Sonipat. In fact, Haryana police got in touch with Sai a month back and informed about a possible threat to Narsingh. Sai interpreted that threat as possible bodily harm, and despite repeated warnings, Narsingh opted not to train alone. Foul play or not, sabotage or not, a genuine case of doping or not, the fact is, Narsingh is unlikely to be on the plane to Rio as of now. Clearly, time is running out for Narsingh. Sports Bureau, India Today. So Narsingh has failed a dope test and the government is keen to send a replacement. But what is the drug that he failed the test for? It is called methandinone and it is a chemically derived steroid actually. It has a muscle building effect on the body. This steroid has been known for 60 years, mind you, supplementing naturally occurring substances in the body and supplementing naturally occurring substances in the body is banned by the IOC, and a Russian cyclist Zakharin was actually banned for 2 years in 2009 for testing positive for this steroid. So we've got a sports medicine expert right here in the studio, Dr. Chandran. My question to you is, this drug, do you believe at this juncture, barely 2 weeks before going to Rio, will Narsingh would have taken such a steroid?
See, it is very difficult to believe that intentionally he would have taken it, because for everything there is a motive. Why he should have taken it? Because there is no reason for that. He is going for Olympics and he also knows very well there is stringent doping control in Olympic Games. He won't be spared. So what's the purpose of it? Because he has already qualified.
Right.
So there is no logical reason why he should have taken it. The thing is, all of a sudden it has gone into the system. Somebody has to explain how it has got in the system. And Narsingh, unfortunately, as per WADA rules, the athlete has to explain how this drug has got in the system, whether through some contamination of the foodstuff or some medication or some sabotage or anything. The onus lies with the athlete to explain.
Right. So we know that it is in his system. We can't question the NADA test. First of all, that's the bottom line. So we know it's in his system. How long does it stay in the system after the athlete takes this drug?
See, this is an anabolic steroid. There are so many anabolic steroids. Normally, anabolic steroids are given by oral route. It can be ingested or injected through intravenous intramuscular route. And if you give it by oral route, that the ingestion, normally 2 to 4 weeks, it can remain in the system. Whereas if you given by injection, it can last up to 18 months.
Right.
But again, it will all depend on how much quantity is ingested or taken, how long it has continued. All these things have to be taken into account to show when it will be washed out.
All right. So let me put this question across to former Olympian Jagbir Singh. Jagbir, Narsingh's camp, we've heard, like and we saw in that package, is alleging foul play. This is not the first competition that he is participating in. After all, he's won a bronze at the World Championship. So why will he take a steroid that he knows is banned, or was this just simply oversight?
Let's rewind ourselves to the recent happenings. I was part of the 1988 Olympic. We were so excited to see that 100 meter, once it was over, and Ben Johnson with his typical style raising his finger, he was a hero. We all as youngsters were totally dragged with that, the enthusiasm and that spirit which was coming. But suddenly once he was declared by the committee that he was using one of those banned substances, suddenly he became a villain out of a hero. So this is where I want the athletes to be more matured. They should know what is happening around them. There could be reasons. I won't say that the possibilities of sabotage or the other things are not there. There are always there, because there is so much at stake nowadays in an event like Olympics. Participation itself is considered so much. I won't say, but then the disciplinary committee is the final authority. The DG himself has come on record. Well, Sai has given a statement, but I'm not sure if it will help now at this stage.
Well, Boria, they might allege conspiracy, they might allege sabotage, but the fact remains that an athlete who is going to the Olympics should have been more vigilant, isn't it? He should have been more vigilant about what he's eating, whether it is his food intake or whether it is supplements.
Absolutely. You know, if there is a police report that this athlete can be harmed, and there were secret meetings conducted between Sai officials and Narsingh asking him to go and train in Kandivali, then obviously there are issues there. There are possibilities of foul play. There were problems in this case. So why would he not be extra vigilant? I mean, you know, frankly, whatever the reason is, ultimately India has been shamed. Here's a person who has been found doping, and in simple words, that person is called a cheat. So your country's best athlete in the 74 kilogram category has been caught cheating.
Right.
That is a slur for the country, whether it's sabotage or not, whether it's a foul play or not, whether it's a real case or not, I don't care. India suffers, and no one can take away from the fact that this person should have been much more vigilant. And to fail 2 tests is a very disappointing end.
Hello and welcome back. Will Sushil Kumar replace Narsingh Yadav at the Rio Olympics after the latter was tested positive for a banned substance? It is likely that Sushil will have another shot at glory. Here's a quick look at the history of the Sushil versus Narsingh saga. Narsingh though maintained that he is the deserving candidate as he secured a quota spot, while Sushil had skipped many tournaments citing injury.
अगर मैं अच्छा कर रहा हूं तो मेरा हक भी बनता है मैंने वो जगह खुद के लिए बनाई है तो ओलंपिक्स भी मैं ही जाऊं.
Reports even emerged that Sushil had skipped the inaugural wrestling league to avoid a face-off with Narsingh, but outside the mat he stepped up his campaign for an Olympic spot.
ट्रायल प्रोसीजर तो होना चाहिए क्योंकि मुझे भी मौका मिलना चाहिए. मैं इतने दिन से ट्रेनिंग कर रहा हूं, एक मेहनत कर रहा हूं.
However, in what came as a shock to the Olympic medalist, the Wrestling Federation eliminated Sushil's name from the pre-Olympic preparatory camp, leaving the veteran to approach the High Court. However, even the law sided with the youngster and Narsingh was given the nod to represent India.
पीछे लंदन ओलंपिक्स में मैं ज़्यादा अच्छा नहीं कर पाया था, तभी से मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि मुझे अगले नेक्स्ट ओलंपिक रियो में मुझे अपने देश को मेडल दिलाना है और मैं काफ़ी कड़ी मेहनत कर रहा हूँ पिछले 4 सालों से.
With the decision in his favour, the 26-year-old from Varanasi immersed himself in training, once again to see his dreams hit a roadblock as he failed an out-of-competition NADA dope test. The news coming in as a shock for him and his camp, who allege foul play by his rivals.
कहीं ना कहीं फंसाया गया है मैडम. इतना सीनियर पहलवान क्या मतलब ऐसी गलती करेगा कोई जिंदगी में? हो सकता है किसी ने ड्रिंक में डाला है या खाने में डाला है या किसी ने प्रोटीन के डब्बे में डाला है. ये पता ही नहीं लग रहा है. डाउट किस पे करें, मेरे यही समझ में नहीं आ रहा.
Narsingh appeared before a disciplinary committee hearing who have called for additional reports from NADA. Sushil meanwhile posted a cryptic message on social media stating that respect has to be earned and not demanded. A closer look at the IOC guidelines reveal that a country's National Olympic Committee may push for a late replacement athlete as long as he meets the Olympic qualification guidelines. All right, it seems Narsingh's Olympic dreams may finally be over. My colleague Rahul Rafat joins me. Rahul, if Narsingh doesn't go having tested positive for a banned substance, what is the provision? Can India send a replacement athlete?
So, just as we mentioned in that graphic, the provision is there. But will Sushil be eligible to capitalize on that provision? That remains to be seen, because 29th of April was the last date the IOA had to send the provisional list. And if I remember correctly, in fact, it was during a hearing between when Sushil had challenged the WFI's decision to go with Narsingh without a trial. I remember very correctly, Sushil's counsel, Mr. Amit Sibal, had said it in the court that the provisional list for filling the number of athletes has already been sent, right, and Sushil's name does not include in that, which was of course reiterated by the rival council as well. So Sushil's name is clearly not on that list.
Right. So we'll have to wait and see if IOA does take up this case with the Olympic Committee. But we've got Dr. Chandran right here in the studio with us. Sir, my question to you. Narsingh's camp is alleging foul play. They're alleging sabotage, but he is tested positive. So does this now become a criminal case in case they want to go ahead with the investigation to find out who sabotaged his samples?
If proof is given, then it becomes a criminal case. Police investigation will come in. But normally WADA rules doesn't go into that extent.
Right.
So we have to wait and see what type of proof comes out. If somebody says that I have done it intentionally, then it becomes a police case.
Right. So that's not for NADA to decide how the sample got contaminated.
NADA has no role to play on that.
All right. So in case Narsingh wants to clear his name, he'll have to approach the police in that case.
With proof.
With proof. All right. So we'll have to wait whether Narsingh does that. Jagbir, coming to you, like we heard Rahul say there is a late provision for replacing athletes, but given the history between these two wrestlers, should India fill that spot or leave this one empty this time?
See, why should that category go? Why should that category go? Have they proved that who is guilty? Until unless they prove who's guilty of doing all this, why penalize an athlete whose name is just flaring up until unless he's been proven? And if not only Sushil, if they sent any other name, the federation would know it better. I'm sure the government, like hockey, we always have 2 standbys going with the team. In case of injuries or any untoward incident, they are replaced immediately. I'm sure the federation would have taken a call on who the possible replacements would be.
Jagbir, in case Sushil is sent, do you think India should get behind Sushil now?
Well, it's better to send someone rather than not sending at all. Once you have that qualification with you and that spot is available for you, it's always good to have fight for the medal, and we always have good prospects in that. But then again, it'll all boil down to the federation decision. It'll all boil down to what the government decides, and also Sushil individually what he wants, whether he really wants to get into that with complete positive frame of mind, and also is he really prepared? Because once he was declared he won't be part of the Olympics, was he really training so much? Was he really mentally prepared to be part of that Olympic Games or the Rio Olympics which he was dreaming about? So it's going to be very hard for not only Sushil but also for the federations to take a call.
Boria, closing reactions. Of course, one has to feel for Narsingh Yadav. He did secure the quota spot for India. He did win the case in the High Court, but what's the way forward for him now?
You know, my heart goes out to Narsingh Yadav if it's actually sabotage. And if it's not sabotage and if it's a dope, then he's a cheat. Then absolutely he's shamed India, not only himself, the country deserves better. Way forward for Narsingh Yadav, prove your innocence. All of us will hail you. Can you do that before Rio? Percentage-wise, 1% chance, maybe not even that. Way forward, please clear your names. Sports Authority of India behind you. There may be a police investigation. If you are not guilty, then no one can prove you guilty. You know, he has to be innocent. But for India, this is a day of massive, massive disappointment because 74-kilogram quota and medal hanging in the balance.
Absolutely, Narsingh Yadav was one of our prime hopes for a medal at the Rio Games. I will end the debate at that. I'd like to thank Mr. Jagbir Singh, Dr. Chandran and our consulting editor Boria Majumdar for joining us on this show. Time for a short break. News and updates will continue on the other side.